One issue that's kind of a hot topic now in custody cases is parental alienation. And that means is there's a lot of times where one parent, particularly where people are very emotional and had a lot going on, where one parent might badmouth or alienate the child from the other parent. It's a fairly tricky situation when that allegedly occurs, and it's one that the courts will look at, but generally need to have some evidence to show that it's occurring. And that can be from the child's own words, or from third parties that heard it, or sometimes from the child's therapist or from other parties that are involved. And it can be a significant piece in determining what should occur regarding parenting time, whether that's custody or visitation pieces. The courts do not like parents to badmouth the other party. The courts do not like parents to talk about the court proceedings. And if the courts find that that's occurring, they are generally going to come down fairly hard on the situation for the parent that's doing that. Sometimes you have to have a guardian ad litem appointed to look at parental alienation. Other times you have to get a lot of information to be able to provide. And it's a very tricky situation for the court in terms of what should occur. The court can end up granting more visitation or changing custody in extreme cases if it's shown that one parent is alienating the child or children against the other parent. Sometimes they're kind of more mixed situations where there's two different parents with two different lifestyles, where what a child's desires are or expression of their desires is important, but not necessarily controlling. The more maturity and intelligence the child has, the more the courts weight that they'll give it to that child. But if the child wants to be with father or mother because one of them gives them pizza every night and doesn't make them do their homework, that's not necessarily a good enough reason for the court to be able to consider placement there. So looking at the child's wishes are important, but it's always in what's in that child's best interest that the courts ultimately look at. The courts also look at what's been going on. Does the child have the stability and consistency? And if the child's doing reasonably well in school and reasonably well at home, and one parent's been the primary caretaker, a lot of times the courts are going to look for that person to continue to be the primary caretaker. But again, it's always looking at what's in that child's best interest. And it might be that a child would be, at 6 years old, might be in one place with one parent, but at 16 years old might be at a different place and might want to be living with another parent. So things can always be changed with children and with child custody visitation and other things related to the children.